Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I do have a what sold video for you today, and I'm also going to talk about why I think my sales in January have increased. Oh my goodness. I mean, they're not right there, not all the way up to where I want them to be, but they were so much better than November and December. And I believe 100% the reason was because I switched my automation. I am now with PrimeLister. I love it. It is a cloud-based app, and you can do it on your computer, which I really appreciate it because I prefer my computer. I like my mouse, I like my keyboard, I like the bigger screen. So I can set everything up on my computer. Your computer does not have to be on for the sharing and the automation to take place because it's all cloud-based. And I don't know, every time I've done this, I'm like, this is the clouds. So it's a cloud-based thing, which is fantastic. I think that's really significant, that you don't need to have your computer on. So that's awesome. So one of the things I do like about PrimeLister is that if you just want the automation parts, you have that program. If you just want a cross-lister, you have that program as well, so that you don't need to have both together. I honestly think that when you put too much things into one app, it causes a lot of bugs and glitches and everything else. So I prefer just a great, simple automation that does all the tasks that I honestly think are the most important tasks to get done on Poshmark. So you know what? It does your shares, your community, your party, your return shares. It relists. It does your offers to likers, return follows. I am reading my notes because I had to write it down. And it does your new closet follows as well. One of the things I've noticed that I really enjoy is that with your shares to followers, and with your relist, you get to pick the time of day that it happens and the amount. So with shares, you get a 9,000 level that you can share, but you get to pick the times and how many. So at 1 a.m. you can share 150. At 2 a.m. you can share 500. At 4 a.m. you can share 1,000. I think 1,000 is the top mark that you can actually do in 1 hour. So I like that. I like feeling in control of when my items are being shared. Just something maybe I'm a control freak. I don't know, but I really like that. Same as with the relists, you get 200 a day, which is amazing. And you get to pick and choose how many at what hour. So I like that a lot. I think that is really cool. Makes me feel much more in control. And I'm a very hands-on business owner. I like to do my own things. So I really appreciate that. So I've been using them for about three weeks now, and activity has gone crazy. I can open up my apps and I have that 99 notifications all the time. Like very seldom does it not say 99 now. So I really like that. I think the more activity you have on your closets, the better chances you are of making sales. So I'm thanking PrimeLister for my sales in January. I think all that extra activity, consistent activity, has really helped 100%. There is a link down below in my description if you want to try it for 7 days. It's a 7-day free trial. You can do that. We are going to talk about it a couple of times more. I'll do a tutorial, all the rest of it. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, okay? Okay, right. What has sold? Posh Canada and Posh US were pretty much neck and neck in January, which is unheard of for me. Usually Posh US is way down, but it has increased. I'm really happy with that. My average sale price has also increased on both. I think Posh Canada is almost at $29, and Posh US is at $27.50, give or take. I am aiming for the $30 mark, so I am starting to list things that have a higher value so that I can up that average sale price. So, what sold on Posh Canada? What I found interesting is that some of my really old listings have sold, and that was really cool. This first one was an old listing. This is a vintage black alpaca wool coat. It sold for $50. Not 100% sure where I got it. I think it was either Value Village on Senior's Day or at the Goodwill here in town. I didn't pay very much for it. I might have paid $7 or $8 for it. It sold for $50. It has been around. This was its second season. So for me, with coats, because they're big, 2 seasons is enough because I don't have the space for it. So I was really happy that this sold. The next one, again, was a really old listing. These are Red Wing shoes. They were a big size. That could be one of the reasons that they stayed in my closet for so long. They sold for $35. I honestly don't remember where I got them. I'm really sorry. They've been around for a while. So, could have been in the bins. It could have been a thrift store. I don't know. If it was at a thrift store, maybe $6 I bought them for, something like that. But $35 sold out the door. Person was really happy, so that makes me happy. The next pair of boots are these Torrid booties, which I picked up at the Mission Thrift in London when we went down for a comedy show. We had to go in thrift because you have to, right? Picked these up for $4. They were on sale for half price because it was the right tag. They sold for $34. This listing, it was only listed for like maybe a day and a half, and it went pretty fast. I was really, really happy. I knew that they would sell because of the style, because they were really pretty embroidered in that. So I was really happy with that sale. Quick sales, quick profit. Awesome. The next pair, lots of pairs. 3 pairs of shoes I'm showing you. These are the Celine sandals that I showed you a while back. These were a bins pickup for $2.89. And I let them go for $127. Could I have gotten more for them? Quite possibly. But you know what? I made enough profit that I was happy with that. Sometimes when I get something from the bins, or I didn't pay very much for it, or you know what, if I paid with credit that I had from Posh Canada or something like that, I might take a lower offer just to get the profit and the cash back in my business. So $127 from $289, I'm happy with that. On Posh US, the first one is the pair of Gucci shoes that I picked up at the bins. And again, I let them go for $97 because, first of all, the exchange rate is crazy right now, so that's a lot more profit for me. I wouldn't have paid more than $2 or $3 in total from the bins, which is great. They hadn't been listed for very long, maybe 2 or 3 months kind of thing, but they were a smaller size. So that's part of the reason too that sometimes when things are a really small size or a really big size, you just want them out the door because your market is a little bit more niche for those sizes. So $97, I was really happy with that. There's only one more pair of boots. The next one is this Udi. I remember these. Do you remember these? This big blue thing. It took a big poly mailer to send this. I picked this up at my local Goodwill for, I think, $6.79 or $7.79. And it sold for $32. So I'm happy with that profit. And again, it was listed for about 2 or 3 months. So not a really old listing, but not a brand new one as well. So the next one I want to show you has a little story with it. So it's this Hawaiian dress. This sat in my death pile for, I'm going to say, probably years. I know, you can yell at me later, but I never listed it, I think because it had some staining, some rust stains, and me and projects don't get along, so I don't know. I did finally list it, so I'm really happy that it sold. So it wasn't listed a long time, maybe a month kind of thing. And one other little interesting thing is it actually went to Hawaii. So a Hawaiian dress went to Hawaii, so that was really kind of cool, I thought. It was a really pretty dress too. It was very vintage. The last pair of boots are these Merrill boots. Pretty sure I picked these up at the bins. I don't know how much I would have paid. If it was just them, probably about $5 or $6 because they're heavy. They sold for $56. These are an older listing. This is probably its second winter, so I like to keep the bigger stuff maybe for 2 seasons, like 2 winters or whatever, so that it doesn't take up a lot of space in my inventory because I don't have a lot of space. So I was really happy that this old listing got sent somewhere. The last one I want to talk about are these Bratz dolls, which sat in my death pile for a while, and I think it's because I didn't want to do the research on them for some reason. I bought these from an auction, but it was with 2 cases, and there was 4 dolls in total. I noticed that when I was doing the research finally, that 2 of the dolls were twins, and they kind of belonged together. And these 2 dolls singly wouldn't sell for very much, so I decided I would lot them up to see if I could get a little bit more profit. So they sold for $25. The whole lot from the auction didn't cost me more than $6 or $7 in total, and from that I got 3 listings. So I still have a case, and I still have a $2 lot that is up and waiting to get bought. So not too bad. So that's what's been selling. I like to give you, when I do a what sold video, I like to give you a sort of a smattering of the things that I think are interesting that are selling, some of the old listings, some of the new listings, if something's sold fast. Not necessarily my highest sales or even my fastest all the time. I just like to give you a good general overview of different types of things that are selling, even though this one was very shoe heavy. But I love shoes. I will buy shoes. That's where I go to in the bins first, is the shoes, because I love doing shoes. They're easy to prep, they're easy to photograph, they're easy to ship, and that's what I do. So yes, it just gives you a general idea of what has been selling for me. This is in no way, shape, or form everything that sold for me in January, because that's just too long of a video, and I just don't want to do a long video like that. I think you'll get bored, to be honest. Anyway, that is it for today. I hope everybody has a fantastic week. If you have any questions about PrimeLister, please let me know in the comments. I will answer your questions. Also, don't forget the link in the description if you want to give it a try out for 7 days. All right? I'll see you guys next time. Bye.